Well, I'm with Effy Terry and Great Kate, and I'm going to let them explain what they do because it's rather interesting. So go ahead, Effy.
So I'm a professional organizer and declutterer, and I help people with their stuff. So how to part with stuff, how to deal with stuff, downsizing, decluttering, and sometimes people have a hard time letting go. So I help that with that emotional sort of connection to stuff. That's what I do. So I'm going to hand it over to Kate, who's also a professional organizer, but deals with things in a different way.
I deal with all the photos. I deal with all the digital, the photo, printed, the home movies. Basically all those bins that Effy won't touch, I do. So it's all that, yikes! And we get it all into the future, and we make sure that it's safe and it's in a secure spot and that it's future-proof. So that way my next generation can open it and access it.
So I know, Effy, you've been involved with this TV show called Hoarders. You maybe want to talk about a story or two from that experience?
Well, you can watch the episodes, but my client in Ottawa, for example, he held on to a lot of things, and so it was a dynamic. It was a husband and wife, and they were working through their stuff. So I helped them kind of move forward, and there's a therapist on site to address the past. And that's the distinction between what an organizer does and what a therapist does. So we're really careful not to cross that therapeutic line. So it was great to have the therapist on site with me to help them deal with that more of the inner emotions, any issues they may have had from the past. I help them move forward.
And what about you, Kate? What is your story of a photo or a treasure trove of photos or of an avalanche of photos? Can you think of one person you've helped that was just completely, I guess, buried in photos?
Not so much buried, but it's an amazement when somebody says, I've given you my whole photo collection. And that's never the case, because there is always just one more bin, either in the basement or the closet or hiding, lurking somewhere. So the client I'm currently working with, we started with 29 bins. That was the largest collection we've done. And just when I thought I was finished, I'm ready to wrap it up, she goes, by the way, I found one more bin. And one more bin is really code for I found 10 more bins. So my dear, lovely colleague that day said, I've never seen you try not to cry in front of a client before, but I totally understand why. You were like, but I thought we were done.
Sounds like that.
Love it.
I was going to say, it takes a certain professional attitude not to be buried by photos. Well, I'm grateful you're both being here. How's the response been to what you're offering?
Oh, wonderful. Everybody's curious, and they're interested how we work together, and they didn't realize necessarily that I do certain things, Kate does certain things, and I love the saying, do what you do best and hire out the rest. So I do what I do best, Kate does what she does best, but we work really well together. And there's a great synergy among the room on how we can help each other. Things sometimes, like a doula will sometimes do what it's very interesting, and I found like a lot of value in the room for people that I can refer out as well. So thank you for that.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad you're here.